Cynthia Mays or Sears, you know. Um, that's my ex girlfriend, Pink Panda 80 from I Like That TV. There's a whole history with her and her family, including her family. The video wasn't gonna be about her. That's actually the picture of her and her little girl named Lily. That's how we started talking on Kick in 2014. Kick is an application. It's a cell phone application for chit chat, and there's like different little rooms, but and different posts. You can talk to people, just message people, trade pictures, even video. You know, that's how I started talking. It's a whole creepy and crazy way how how I started talking to her too. It wasn't gonna be about that until I saw her Facebook page. I typed her name and I saw that Facebook account. I know she had it. I overlooked it. I never go back to it. She stopped posting it in 2015. I don't even know if she knows how to close it or not. I don't care. But anyway, that's her picture. That's a little girl, Lily. That this wasn't gonna be about her. I just wanted, I don't have a picture of my dad or my mom. It's gonna be about them, because we're in a relationship. She's in Virginia. I'm in New Jersey. Roughly 350 miles away from me, south of me. Drive over there just to hang out with her for the weekend. And spend time with her children. They're always with her children. We were rarely like me and her alone. Unless we went to the store or something, and like she left her kids at home. But anyway, some time went by. It was 2000. I think it was either 2018 or 19. See, a little sketchy with the years. I think it might have been 2018, and I was experiencing something like very bad mental state. Like paranoia, but I didn't know what was gonna happen. I thought I was just gonna die or something like that. I remember being in one of the liquor stores in a cooler. I put the beer there, and like I was like, I don't know if I was thinking of, I was sensing like, you'll be alright, but you probably won't make it out of here. Just stay here for like it was because it was cool, and then I came out high. I was like, well, actually the cool can help me, but it's not the heat. It doesn't help me, but it's not just the bipolar, just like overly stressed and like I don't believe it. Like I was psyched out. So I called her and I messaged her. You should come over here for the summer, just for 2 weeks. You know, um, yeah, 2 weeks. And I told her bring the cat too. I want you to bring the cat. Because I thought that was the last time I was gonna see her. You know, she came over. It was how it was, and I think uh, my mom like she didn't even want it later. She was like, she just didn't want me like to have not just her, but it's just the whole situation with my parents. The second time, that was 2018, 2019, summer of 2018. They were both summers. Um, my mom instigated like she's Cynthia's not coming over here this summer. Like no, I don't think so. So later I was feeling a little bit better. So I was like, maybe she could come over. I'll drive down there, and I'll bring her here. And eventually, my like a day or next day or even the same day, I don't remember. My dad comes up to me and he says, like, what are you doing? Your mom is stressed. You're gonna have kids over here running around. Why don't you think of something? What is wrong with you? You can't do that. We're old. I mean, yeah. I just came from the supermarket like right now, and I started thinking about that. It's a repressed memory. I think I got in his face. I think I did. But not like an evil, like a yelling thing. It's just that for years he's been telling me that they're gonna lose the house because of me, because of my drinking. Yeah, because of my drinking here. And you know what? I'm not the type that goes out and gets drunk and gets in bar fights, starts trouble. I could be sober and tell somebody what I feel and make fun of them. I'm not a very aggressive person. I did get aggressive lately, but it wasn't because of the beer. The beer doesn't help. The beer does elevate and opens up whatever you feel inside, but it's about just control and like suppressing an individual. It's not physical like slavery, physical slavery, but it is a mental. It is mental. And I want to call him a little kid, because that's the only thing that works on my dad apparently. When I call him a little child, he just gets very, very like sad and down on himself. And if I called him a faggot, an asshole, a retard, and all of that, But it's like, I'm gonna pick her up, Cynthia, right? And then, my mom over there, like, she's just crying on the couch, like, overly crazy, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? And, I think I told her, like, I don't remember. I think I just told her to bring one of the kids, but it's quiet, this and that. It's like, it doesn't even matter, because, like, kids are kids, they play around. Like, her kids weren't that bratty, they just ran crazy around the house. The kids that my cousin brings over right now, they're more louder and they run around. They're just, they're younger, they run bunches, but it's children. That's what they do. It wasn't even about that. It's like, do you honestly think you're gonna lose your house because of my drinking? And I was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen if because of my drinking? Or and then like you don't want me to go pick her up or something like that? And I don't know if I remember. I would have done it. Like, well, tell you what, I'll call her and tell her, listen, you can't come over. We're old. Be a man about it. Or stop fucking lying. Stop fucking playing with me. I'm just so aggravated. And I think it was prior to that. I don't know when, because that was 2019. Maybe it was around that time. Cynthia told me she was pregnant, and it was weeks went by. Actually, it might have been before that. And she, we were talking on Skype. We were always talking on Skype on video phone calls, And she kept telling me. She eventually told me, said, "When are you gonna tell your mom?" Eventually, I set my parents down. I said, Cynthia's pregnant, and I don't know what my plans are, but maybe I didn't even say that, like, could Cynthia come here and stay where I'm staying right now, in the basement. For some reason, my parents just gave me the basement apartment. I didn't even mention that. I had an idea, but I was like, if I do, I'll get the $700-800 a month. I thought maybe I'll go over there. And actually, I don't know. I don't know what kind of relationship we'll have, but I'll support the child. And my mom said, you're bipolar, you're sick, you can't have children. Not in those ways, not that nicely, but in her own way. I was like, what the fuck? And, after that, Cynthia told me she had an abortion, but she took like some pills or liquid to abort the baby, the fetus, whatever. And I told my mom, and she just felt relieved. Oh, that's good. I just became like sickened with it. And what's sickening was that Cynthia would say that in the afterlife she's going to hell because she killed her unborn baby. Yeah. I was like, not that I could take that hell away from you. I don't think he believed in that. The circumstances. But it was more creepier. It was my mom's relief because she's a Catholic. Aren't Catholics not supposed to believe in abortion, right? You really want to have anti-abortion laws too, right? But deep down inside, you're relieved, so you understand it, right? Not just and look, I'm not gonna say torture or base, but the state that I was in. Let's say the child was born, and would I raise the child by myself? I was barely surviving that job. I was suppressed. My mentality was compressed. I wasn't fully who I was. I had drinking problems. Also, I was so just deluded by life, and it's not even that. It's just like you preach this dogma, how not to take a life because you'll go for hell for eternity, but then you're happy that somebody does it. And I wouldn't even surprised if my mom would have aborted me. I really wouldn't. There's people that don't even know what Roe versus Wade even is, let alone have the principles to defend it. But it's not about that. It's just about her relief, like, oh, good, and that's what it was. You know what? I do remember getting my parents' faces about that stuff, because what? And let's just say you oppress me to a certain degree. You tell me I can't be a father, have children, a healthy relationship with somebody because I'm bipolar. I mean, if she knew that was fake, everybody probably would have known that. It's it's that little mental game. People do that to me in real life too. I've been talking about it. You call me like something that either you are or you're not equipped with, or you just want to hurt me. or you want to hurt me with words that will get to me to like put me down. Coughing. Cigarette will help. It's I dealt with that for like close to 4 decades. And not just my mom and dad. There's a lot of people. I mean, imagine just coming out of that. How are you gonna see the world? How are you gonna see people around you? Trust issues, maybe. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I say coming out from the hollow winter, sleepy hollow winter or something. I haven't made it up yet, but when I came out of that winter in 2021, spring came about. I just saw the world differently. It wasn't just the coronavirus coronavirus. Things were getting bad. I felt like going outside and talking to somebody. It was something else. I woke up and I realized, how my relatives and my family life really was. And they made me feel to be a certain way, right? And I'm not the one that chases a relationship to have a child, especially in this world. I think I am maybe an anti-natalist to some degree. I think I am, but you know what? I will not be put down by people and told what I am or am I not to your liking and to your own benefit. I raged at my dad, I think, that time. I was very fucking angry. Like you wouldn't believe. Yeah. He's actually the main reason why I ended up in the psych ward the first time. I did, he stood up and he was just like, that was a couple months ago, he stood up like this. And I was like, oh, I feel anxiety, you're scared. And I just stood up to him, I just took his glasses and I threw him on the ground. Because, a couple minutes before that, he told me, I'm going to end up in prison. That's where you're going to go. He actually said that. Yeah. I mean, imagine, I lived on the streets of Brooklyn for a couple months. Yeah, they gave me money, but I raged at them and I told them who the fuck they were and what they were doing to me. And then they feel guilty, they were scared. It was like it's a form of entrapment, something like that. Pretty sure someone that knows me in the streets of Brooklyn, Can't Avenue, someone sleeping in a car was like, how the fuck does that guy come with like bags of like fucking, I don't want to say shit, but stuff. I mean, not the most expensive that he buys, like little jewelry, not jewelry, like all these things. And my car getting flooded with items. That's what I was doing. Anyway, I asked mommy. Cynthia would say "mommy dearest," sarcastically. She gets that. But I asked her for like $500 to borrow me. Then I came over before I went to the psych ward to borrow me. Actually, I told her on the phone, texted and told her that for an apartment. It wasn't the best neighborhood, but it was just one room and you could share a kitchen for 1 month. The guy just wanted $500 down payment. I was like, that's great, $500, and I'll get a job and I'll pay you back. She wasn't gonna do that. She said, I don't know what she said. It was like, how you gonna pay for? She just started going off on a rant. I already knew before I came here. Back to Roy from Brooklyn. I just didn't think that was gonna happen. I was gonna end up in psych ward. I just wanted to see what their game was. She said, well, come home and we'll talk about it. So I was like, really? Come home and we'll talk about it? My home is in the Jeep Grand Cherokee on Kent Avenue. But that's a form of entrapment, It's a form of controlling a person. People do that in a lot of relationships, males to females, It's not just a female thing. I mean, that's just a male thing that controls a female. Females do that too. And some of them, like, yeah, it doesn't have to be your mom or a girlfriend. People do that to each other, to other people. There's a story how we met with Cynthia, and there's a story with my bro that people say lately, Luke, Lucas, because I'm pretty sure he knew some of her family members. I don't know which ones. I was gonna make a whole video about that, just I'm too tired of it. I'm too tired of the drama and the negativity that was bestowed upon me and him. I used to work at a gas station, Elizabeth Avenue, Elizabeth. Pretty sure they have family members. And I'm pretty sure I saw a certain video, which coincidentally, I saw with Cindy over there and Melissa. Or was it some other time? Yeah, I think it was that. And I'm not gonna tell the story about what happened to Cynthia there in her life, because I think it happened to me multiple times, and a lot of other heinous things. But it does mess your mind up a little bit. There's a way out of that, you know. And I'm not saying I'm 100% normal, but when you sexually assault somebody, or when you urinate on somebody, or you put them in a bathtub and they don't know it and they defecate on themselves, it does haunt them. It disturbs their mind. Yeah, that's one thing. You know, that was a way to like put me down, put my mentality down, so I wouldn't think and all that stuff. And then you can just murder somebody too, right? Yeah. I'm not the one who's silent. Seriously, if I don't tell you something, maybe I just, don't want to. I just, I feel like it's not worth it. That's the difference. The thing is that, you know, to be an oppressor on somebody without him being, even someone as a heinous criminal. Like, honestly, would you really want to oppress? They are oppressed. They're locked up in a prison. They took their freedom away, right? But they exist in a certain community, and even the correctional officer doesn't have the right to own that person and get special privileges and abuse, his or her power. We don't have to be locked up to be in a certain kind of jail imposed by a certain individual or individuals, you know. And people treat this life as a game or something to their benefit. Yeah, they're like zombies and corpses, really. Imagine being alive around dead people. You would feel alone, you know. Even if you're around, I don't know, 4 or 5 people, right? Or a counselor session, a group session in a psych ward and behavioral health group, right? And a lot of people just didn't understand what you were saying, not because they were low level intelligence or dumb, but they just didn't have compassion or just could care less or just cold inside. And I had an idea also, how I might become a counselor in this place, even though after what I've been through, I was like, I probably would, but not there. But it's like, what's the point? What's the point? Not to be around those fake counselors and people that work there, right? The elderly, whatever, and the nurses. I couldn't manage. I wouldn't even want to ridicule them or anything like that. It's not even that. It's just that how many people come in that actually want to better their life. They actually want to understand somehow, human psychology works, what they've been through to get on better and just have a better, meaningful life, a healthier lifestyle. Even not taking a drug, not abusing drugs, and not being abused by people, eating better. I don't know, learning new activities and enjoying life. It's that incompetence. There's some people they just can't learn nothing new and they have no logic. So what's the point? Maybe one of the 20 or 30 people would be someone I could reach, but who knows if they were far gone or if they wouldn't even care to begin with. Even they try to oppress an individual in there on some different level, on some chemicals. You know, I had regular heart rhythm, not heart rhythm. My blood pressure was low for like 2 3 days after they gave me, like a dose or 2 doses of a lot of the mega Benadryl, like over like close to 1,000 milligrams, I think. And I remember they gave me sheet, but then I looked it up per weight. My lethal dosage would be like 17 or 1,800 milligrams of Benadryl. Lethal, so I could have died. That when a nurse, doctor, it was a nurse, an Indian guy, gave me the shot. I made a joke about, oh yeah, this is what you wanted to see. You just had to talk to me or something like he was gay. All those other people started laughing at it. Like 7 or 8 of them, cried around me. It's a psychological thing. Put me in the quiet room. And I fell asleep 20, 30 minutes later with sedation. I felt my heart just beating slow. And I heard a voice, you've been through worse, you'll be fine. It wasn't me. I mean, people play this game. There's some people that protect people. You just put it blankly. Let's say you use a form of ESP on telepathy. I'm pretty sure some people don't understand it, right? You relate messages, you think about something, and somebody else hears it, right? They just say you harm somebody or you do some things like that. You don't think there's good, decent people that actually catch on, that will help people? There's a story. Mr. Ballman actually talked about it. It was crazy, it was freaky. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, this has to be real. This isn't science fiction or someone just made it. Nothing. Someone just made it up. It was a female in England, and she had a tumor or something, and her voice. She didn't know that. She was just feeling. I don't know if she was feeling or something, and a voice told her to go to the doctor, and then told her, no, not. I don't know. Like they couldn't see what she was going through or something, but he told her to go to a certain doctor, and they diagnosed her. They found out she had a tumor, and eventually, she had like an operation, and she lived through it. And the last voice she heard was like "You're welcome" or something. Like, it was a deep voice. You know what the crazy part was? It was like around that winter that I had like a mega psychotic Holocaust kind of event. You know, someone told me that wasn't you, that was somebody else. That was relaying messages to her. And I don't know what the reason was, but I'm not into that. I'm really not. I'm a person from Earth. I mean, can anyone just have telepathy, or do you have to be in a certain spiritual realm, right? Like a ghost type person, but alive to do that. Because that's not natural. I mean, it can happen. I had some freaky, unnatural things in my life, but it's creepy and disturbing. Even the fight that I got attacked and held like this by some idiot outside of Roy Watts Hotel wasn't damaging to me. The guy hit me on the side of the head, even though I docked his head. That's not. I'm stressed about that. I stress more about the Roy Police Department when they had me in an ambulance for 20, 30 minutes and I couldn't feel my right arm and the handcuffs behind my back. That's creepy. And I yelled like nobody else because the idiot yanked me by the cuffs on my joints. That's and they were talking to me for like 20, 30 minutes or something like before that. Yeah, I played that over and over again in my head. Very angry about that. Very traumatic. Those are men of the law. They're supposed to be better. Not that fucking loser with the two other losers. I know what they were about. I know they weren't anything. Why don't you just give them a badge and let them, do whatever the fuck they want to, in the name of Roy Police Department, New Jersey, Union County, and the state of New Jersey, and your little America. Okay, this is gonna be a video about my dad. But, there's a lot of people like that. There's a lot of people like that. I didn't never deserve to be in prison. And then after the psych ward, I was like, let's say I would have gone. I mean, could I got stabbed by somebody? Probably. But you know what? I started doing something that's hard, like collecting people. I wanted to trade things with people. I don't know, maybe people just not have no common sense. Certain people did. But maybe it was prison. Maybe I would have done it, maybe not. Because maybe it would have been the same. Maybe no one would have cared. But, I would have been like that guy from Oz that just, has a lot of things, just collects stuff. And then like, oh, you need this. I'll give you that, trade that. Give me a couple, something that I could buy something from the comp room and stuff. I would have been that guy. But I know how to defend myself. I don't think I would have had a shank, or maybe I would. Because honestly, in the Trinidad psych ward, I had a shank. Not a shank like an actual knife, but I had something of plastic. I was like, oh, I gotta get rid of it because what if they think I'm gonna stab somebody? But they just say you're in the psych ward, right? And they give you little things like plastic, utensils, forks and spoons. And I figured out how just not melt because I didn't have a lighter, but I did something to cut a piece of cloth so I could. The shirts they gave so I could make it nice and fitted, and I was like, I could just design my own stuff. But then I had these tools. I was like, what if you just come in here in my room, I don't like you, and just stab you right here in the neck, right in the aorta or whatever, pop your vein. I mean the one of the main arteries. What are the chances you're gonna survive? And I just keep stabbing you and shit. And what is your little chief director of operations think about that? You want that crazy or intelligent, wanted to hurt anybody, it's a psych word, right? You tried to take my life once, at least to my knowledge. What if I was just fucking crazy and evil? Started stabbing people. Yeah, that's your little fucking system over there. I'm not saying it should happen, but it could very well happen. Because you're a bunch of fucking idiots. Like my daddy over there, who can't freaking, this is how the video was supposed to start. It's been going on a little bit. But, Tom and Jerry just fucking, want to chase each other, and Jason does too. So I'm gonna chase the in another way. Daddy-O over there just doesn't have any logic. Because like let's say one time we were trying to bring a box spring to my room, and Uncle Stanley was over there. He doesn't appear to have anything too. He's like, oh yeah, you're right. But anyway, what it was, we were bringing a box spring. It was like what? It was a queen size box or a full. It doesn't matter. But the point is, from the top of the door frame, right? Not the door, but the frame, to the bottom. That's how Daddy-O, my dad, was measuring it. And Stanley over there just didn't even say until I started saying, no, look, the stairs go like this, right? They go on an angle. The door, on top of the door frame, is right here. You got to measure from the one of the stair that's, I don't know how to express it, but it's the angle from the most closest stair, not the lowest, but the shortest distance from one of the stairs. Because you're not gonna put it through. And the same thing was when we were, excuse me, you. We were moving my cousin Adam Niemick. He got agitated a lot of times, but I didn't get agitated. I started looking at my dad. I was like, he had his van, or this other kid, Raphael's van. I don't remember whose, but they were putting a dresser, and he just measured inside the van with the space he had. Oh, like a couple inches to play with. But what he doesn't understand is logic. It's simple logic, common sense. He has a side door. It wasn't in the back. He has a slide door. So now you got to put it in through the slide door. There's an angle. You're not going to put it in like this, straightforward, because, there's a sliding door, and you're missing about 2 or 3 feet to put it in straightforward. You got to put it in an angle. So you got to put it in and out. It's not just you got to be a mover to do that. I mean, this is one of the reasons why, I was going to get a moving job, and someone told me, why don't you get your dad? I was like, geez, I want to argue with him about simple things. Even like, we bring a dryer or something down the stairs. And he just doesn't understand how the guy in the bottom wants to lift it up. And it's tougher to be on the top sometimes too. Especially if you're like going down because you're using your back muscle. But it's not about that. It's just about simple things, how to hold things up and angles and stuff. Even when Davey, Policier over there, he kind of just threw some bet at me. I paid him like $250. It doesn't matter, but eventually I gave that bet to my Aunt Martha Skorup. I just let her have it. That was his intention to begin with. I don't know why, but eventually I gave it to her, and me and Daddy and the other guy, Stanley Skorupa, not the Nimic guy, we moving it in. It's like you gotta hold it up because it's long, and they have a small quarter. Just stand it up, and you can just make it through the door. It's something that you don't have to like go to school for that. You'll see on the first day of moving, some people just understand it. He started arguing with me, and me and the other guy just picked it up. I don't think he understood it either. Until he, I got angry. He picked it up and just moved it in. He started, yeah, what? And he just did his face like, it's like that, But it's like, if you don't understand that, I'm not gonna argue with you. I have no patience to like get angry with you. It happens over and over. And that's my dad. There's a lot of you people like that. It's not about moving. It's a lot of every other thing. I have no patience for that. My mental health and my peace matters more than your lack of logic, and I'm not gonna get angry at you. I just ignore you, or I'll make fun of you. But it's like, chances are you wouldn't even get the joke. Or you would think I'm evil because, like, I'm acting like you. I mean, I don't think I really acted like my dad. I really want to. My mom, a couple of times, used to smile like, yeah, she did that once. Creepy, right? She saw it, she started crying. I mean, I was like, ooh, wow, I didn't I did not expect that. I did not expect that. She was shocked and in fear. I was like, wow, all this yelling, throwing shit. Like, that's all I had to do? Like, like, what? I just put a mirror in front of you, except, it's reflection. That's what I'm doing. But they have a whole YouTube series of reflection playlists just going around and acting like people. That would be kind of cool, just, probably won't get any views. So I'll imitate the subscribers that don't view me. Like, turn it off, turn the camera up or something. It's not even about that. It's not even like that. But, the thing is that, if you don't possess the simple common sense, the simple, not, I guess it stems from creativity as well, but just simple logic to get on in life, what kind of troubles are you gonna get into? How are you gonna help yourself? And when you get angry, agitated on somebody that actually understands it, And and we were at Adam Nemec's house, right? And there's a whole story behind that. I'll make a whole video just about that and the presidency, Joe Biden, Trump, and all that. Cause I wouldn't have known. I thought it was just the Nemec or something like that, but they knew a lot of stuff. Anyhow, it just something that's really small, and it's like, and not just someone had somewhere, but it's like we're getting 4 people on something to lift it. And I think it was Adam Nemec's idea. He was a football player, and I can show. I made a video about him. He showed his picture. He's a big guy, but then he was like, just where he lifted, or maybe he like they said no, but it's like he just lifted. Just 2 people will do it. And not that he couldn't do the lifting work. It's just that that's one of the reasons I had a problem in my moving job. There was one guy that was really good, but like his personality was just through the roof. I couldn't help it. Like a lot of these people were. They hated me, disrespected me. They stole my so-called job. They want to ridicule me and stuff like that. David Policier, which is probably the worst, was the worst guy ever. I probably would have been better to do it alone. The guy was just like, such an idiot, such a tool, such a moron. I think he's like, 7 years old, 7 or 8 years old mentally, on a whole different level, And then, you work with somebody, especially when you go on rides, and we used to go rides in car. We didn't have a truck, it was the majority of the time we got jobs from U-Haul. So it was like, it was decent, but, it was just a low-level job, and you didn't get a lot of work time. So one summer we got, we did get work, but whole story behind that. That's another video, this is about just logic and it turned into just logic or illogical, but it's really about suppression, right? Let's just say someone doesn't have any logic. Are they gonna be respectful or to the person that does? It's not just about jealousy. It's about not having a certain equipped mind, mentality to survive. And that's not human, in my opinion. Human, if you look up the etymology, right, freaking somebody out, right? It means from Earth or to Earth, of Earth, something like that, That's why I really like that word, and I like I am from here. I don't have to have a U.S. passport, Polish passport. I think I cut my passport up, Polish passport, and I threw it out. I could care less about that place. Probably do the same thing here, considering how things go. But I'm not going to prison. I'm not going to rage at you, and you can't put me in a psych ward anymore. I know some of you just freaking love that. And yeah, it's like once you're from this place, whether you're black, white, Asian, whatever, they say Indian people are purple, they're darker brown, whatever brown, right? That doesn't really matter, what your ethnicity is, this and that, or whether you just have logic, reason, and you understand it, right? It's that Star Trek phrase, right? That I forget how it was. I never really watched it, but go ask Raven J what it really is. Not that he lives or he cares about it either, right? To live long and prosper. Maybe you don't have to live long, but you do want to prosper. You do want to live long as well. And there's a part of me just, before I leave this earth, I want to make it a little bit better for the next generation. I really do. I really do. And there's some people that say, well, what does it matter? We're not going to be here. Well, why are you here then? If you don't matter. Because you think that, then you don't matter. I mean, you're being really selfish. It's all about your life, right? And what are the people that came before you and fought the wars and built the roads and this and that? Was it just for them? After they die, that when you get rid of the roads, give up the country to the aggressor. I mean, I don't have to explain that, right? We live our lives and we leave it for the people, for us, for community, and eventually for the future people that come here. You plant a tree, you just plant it for yourself, right? You're just gonna, I'm just gonna cut it down after I die. And then there's a whole picture on Facebook going around. Probably is another, just the internet, a man with a young child that plant a tree, and that child grows up and has a memory of his dad, right? And eventually that tree gives you shade, and it does a lot of other things than just shade. There's a lot of nutrients in those leaves, and we build stuff from that tree bark, and it creates oxygen. It lowers temperatures, But you won't be here, right? So we could suffer, your selfishness. Except, let me tell you something. Say you won't be here, we'll make it better. Because it's not about you and your life. And your little 14 cars, and your little houses, and your little job, and your little religion. People just focus too much on, either just obsessed with being right, obsessed with being right of anything. Their little ego, their little mentality and stuff, how they just, matter in this world, right? Without just, being a little humble, right? And just doing, I don't want to say the right thing, but the moral thing, and the right thing, and just, living the life that, your religion proclaims you should live. Yeah. But, yeah, that's Cynthia. Her family calls her Cindy, so she says she hates it. Yeah. My family calls me a lot of things too, including faggot. I hate it too. And by the way, Adam, if you're watching, if you're dead or not, call me, bro. Call me, bro. Text me, bro. Let's bring out the college years if you want to, homie. Yeah.